Alright, so here's the Heavy Mace. Heavy Mace is used offensively, it's the engage tank, so as a defensive player, you need to be aware of them. They are usually wearing Clerical and the one-man mace with a taproot to increase their health, so they don't die. And as they go in, they will pop the boots, W, and then jump in to drag everybody in. This thing is a pull, and that's a stun, so if you get pulled and get stunned in the middle, you won't be able to Gigapot. The other thing they use is a Q, this thing silence. If you walk inside of that, you will get silence, and it will slow you by 20%, so don't walk in it. After that, if we full engage on the tank, they might Clerical, it's the break protection, and they also got the bubble. The other engage tank we got that's mostly used is the Odge. The Odge use something like that. So the Judy boots. The boots knock you up in the air. It's a dash. And the W they use is also a dash. So they will pretty much dip inside of you. So they will do this, knock you up, pull you back, and Q. So the Odge is pretty interesting because the first thing they do is stun you, and then they pull you inside towards them. So if you got Night Helms up, you won't get like pulled back, but you will get stunned initially. If you got your boots up with like Graveguard that got the stun immune, you will get pulled all the way. You will just not get stunned initially, so you will be able to pop your Gaga between the pull. The ability they got is a Q. You just shred your armor. It's not mostly what you're looking for, but please keep an eye on this weapon. It will kill you and clump you, so stay away from that. They might also use something like this, so the Cleric Sandal. That's the scary part, because they can just like dash and TP behind you. I will just wait for my cooldown now to show you. Right, so here's the engage with some mage boots. So stash, TP, evac. So you won't have time to react, so please keep in mind if you W's in or use his boots, you need to be ready and drop defensive as a support and as heals. And such, you should like spread out so you then don't get clumped inside of that as DPS. The Heavy Mace, the next weapon, is a D-tank weapon, so it's used defensively. You can drop Qs to silence people. You need to focus on Enigmatic. The Enigmatic is this weapon. It creates some type of bubble on people. If they do not have the physical add-on or active, you need to stop them. And that's one of the biggest priority from you as we engage. So Enigmatic looks like this. So you need to Q them, silence them, do everything you can to stop them. And Heavy Mace got a jump and a silence. Meaning that, just making sure I got the right build for this one. Heavy Mace is on Duskweaver. Duskweaver and Judy Helm. That I don't have a Judy Helm, you see. That's fun. Anyway, Judy Helm is a stun. So as people engage, you jump inside and you silence them so they cannot use any ability. I got a video here showing it. Not this one, this one. So as they are going to engage, I'm going to stop them and silence them so they cannot use all their ability at the same time. That's the most important part, is that they don't use it at the same time. So right now they are looking to engage, and right now you can see how they move. Got the face scale that got popped, and then you silence them, and nobody died from our team because they couldn't do anything. They all got silenced. So that's the important part. Your Judy Helm is a circle that stuns everyone. So right now I'm gonna use it, and as you see, they are all stunned. They cannot do anything. They cannot move. So if they engage on us, you got another defensive you can pop as we go in. So that's for the defensive Heavy Mace. You also got the offensive Heavy Mace. Offensive Heavy Mace job is to go inside. We usually use Demon Armor with Night Helm. Night Helm, and Mistwater Shoes. So offensive if you Mace, job is to silence before the clump comes in. The silence will remove Night Helm. So it will cleanse the Night Helm and it will remove them so they don't keep it. So as the countdown goes down, we are going to engage north in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you silence at 2. So your engaged tank can side jump on you and clump all of them. So that's your job. And then you got the boost that you can call back. So right now I did this pretty strange thing because like I'm trying to explain. But otherwise you will dash in and out and then get ready with your demon armor to protect your team. You also got the Night Helm defensive. So defensive Night Helm. So you can defensive with this thing to protect yourself and your team. And that's it for the Heavy Mace. Alright, the next one is Realmbreaker. Realmbreaker is used with the Night Helm. The Night Helm need to be used at 4, the boots at 3. So it will be, you need to be spamming your Q on enemy to stack your bleeds, just like this. And when the countdown comes down, you do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So W, E. Once that's done, you can use your R to go back and protect your teammates from a counter engage because you yourself will be immune to everything. So you will be safe. And your squad will become invisible so they won't know where to engage. And where your support are at. So you will protect your Enigmatic from beacon cancel and those type of things. And that's pretty much it for the realm. Just make sure you use the W before, because it may give you movement speed and increase your damage by 25%. The damage done by the realm is only where the circle is at on the ground. The rest is just a knockup. So the count is the knockup. The damage is where you land with the lead. So make sure you hit everyone with that. Otherwise you won't have all the value. So drop it directly on the clump. Alright, next one is the Damnation. Damnation is a resistance reducing weapon. So this whole thing is to be able to cast and not get interrupted while we are fighting. So as we are fighting, you need to spam some Qs to drop some damage. And when we engage, you need to use F to to be able to get the clump, R to increase your cast time, D to not get cancelled during your E, W, and then E. So it's a bit of a strange, fast one. So run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, W, E. Then you're ready, and then you walk out. You got a big range on your E, so don't forget about it. You don't need to be ultra close. I did this explanation right now, but you can be pretty far away, so stay far. Don't put yourself in danger. You need to hit at 1. You are a tank you are the shredder. You need to hit before every DPS. You need to hit before the realm, the spike, the Hellfire, all of them. So you need to hit at 1 and not at 0. So that's it. Alright, the next weapon is the Permafrost. Permafrost is used with the Skull Rope to increase your cast time. You use the Surge or this one, Ice Shard, depending on what you want to do and what you're more flexible and prefer to play. And you got the E and the dash to get out and protect yourself. The important part with Permafrost is the aggressive caster. So every 4 attack spell you gain the 40% cast time. So 1, look at top left, that's your stacks. 2, 3, after this one I will get the buff for 1 second. So now I get 30% cast time. So as we go in, you want to pop your boots at 3, Scholar Robe, so R, then Q, then E at 1. So you need to drop your E as the clump get formed. You better hit before everybody else because you will increase the CC duration so they don't get out. So that's really important. They need to not get out of there. So as we go in, it's gonna be, we are looking north. So you start casting your Qs. You don't need to hit anything to get your stacks up. So you can just spam it in the air. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, E. And then you go out and you did everything you had to do. So you saw I popped my Q just before I popped my E to not get cancelled, and you need to pop it like at 2. So the Q will get popped up too. So you need to be ready to cast. And that's it for the Permafrost. Alright, here's the video on Spike. So same thing at Hellfire. If you want a bit more info, you got your Q that can make you TP on the first target you hit. So you got mobility to go back on D-tanks and stuff. You can kick people. You need to try to kidnap them if you can, and make them use their defensive so they can get out. And the most important part is your E. Your E does damage based on the armor they are using. So plate will be way more if you're hitting a plate armor than a leather one. So your main job is to one-shot the tank. So if you do a short engage, you need to use your E and get back as we engage. Same thing, you need to use nighttime at 4, boost at 3, start running towards the slump, then use your E and use your R as we get out and like protect everybody with you. Alright? So that's the important part. That's it for the Spike, and good luck. Alright, here's the VOD on Hellfire. So, important thing, you got 3 different abilities. Your Shockwave gives you mobility, so it's a bit of damage you can poke. If you're in danger, you can use it to TP on the first target you hit. You can use your W to kick one person back, so you can kidnap and stop people from just walking out and make them use their defensives to actually go out. Your E reduces innings and does more damage on the first bounce. So if I look at this thing, so the first one got 1, 2, 4, and 2 damage, 200. Alright. So you need to hit your E on the first, like on the clump. Now real fast about love. You got a lot of mobility, so I'm gonna show you a video. Like right now we are in scrim.
Spread a little bit, don't go close to the wall.
And as he asked for to spread out, you are a glove player, so you got way more mobility. So you can spread way easier. And you don't need like your bows and stuff to move that much. They will be able to stay back and not like fully spread.
In 10 seconds. I'm gonna look again in 10 seconds.
As you will see now, I will use my ability to kidnap.
I'm gonna engage in 5, in 4, in 3,
person
in
to
2,
do something,
in 1.
and I'm still listening to the call. And I tried to hit.
Nice, good damage, good.
Right now I hit too close to me. My first bounce wasn't on the clump, so they didn't die. I was late. So what you need to do is hit directly on the clump. And even if you're late, you better hit like I did, then be late and to hit the full damage. So you need to hit at the same time as everybody else. And that's it for Hellfire. Oh wait, no, it's not true. As we go for the countdown, what you need to do is at 4 use your Night Helm, at 3 use your boots, and at 1 start casting to be able to hit the clump, and then use your R to get out and make everybody in your team invis. After you get out, you can start poking again and kidnap. Alright, so next one is Lifecurse. Lifecurse is the same as Damnation. You got the Q to get some stack and do damage. Your W is a purse, so you need to hit before the clump is formed. And so is your E to remove all advantage. So that will remove Night Helms, that will purge shield. So I got some example here for the shield. So right now, Permafrost is going to show up with the Enigmatic. So Enigmatic is making a shield that will come back when cast. So right now you can see it doesn't get any shield. Enigmatic is useless, and as soon as my things goes out, your shield comes up. It will be the same for Night Helm. Night Helm will be like would be purge. So as we do the countdown, you will need to pop your boots at 3 like everything else, and then use your E. You cannot get cancel. The animation around here, around the time, like the big like metallic like line, I mean that it cannot be cancelled. And you got your R, that's defensive. You're gonna deflect all damage to the enemy, so you don't want to get directly clumped. But as soon as we say defensive, you pop this thing, and all damage will be deflected to the enemy. You need to cast Demon Armor at the same time as all your friend, otherwise all the damage is going to come to you, because you take damage for the 10 enemy around 10 allies, and it's all coming to you and then reflected. So if you don't have the increased resistance from your allies, you will die. And that's pretty much it for the Lifecurse. Alright, so the next weapon is the Locus. The Locus is a support weapon that is used when you are getting engaged on. So I'm gonna show you real fast an example here. So my friend right now is getting... My friend right now is playing the Locus. The Locus is going to get used when you cast for defensive.
West is looking.
West is looking, so you can see the odds right here is pulling all of us. So my friend is going to drop the Locus as soon as it happens to give us more resistance and make us immune to the next CC movement effect. And then he will just whack out
4, 3,
and protect himself.
1. Bottom of the stairs, bottom of the stairs, bottom of...
And reset his cooldown. So as you play Locus, there's a lot of ability and a lot of stuff you need to look for. First of all is the Q. The Q you can use on your allies, so your engaged tank at best. So you drop it on engaged tank as you run in to make him immune to everything. So here's the video to explain the immunity of that. So right now I'm getting fear by the firewall. When I get the bubble, I'm fine, and I can walk through. The next thing will be the Bedrock boop. So I will queue my stuff and I will get Bedrock, and I do not move. So that's really important. And I get boop anyway because I walked inside. And afterwards, your E is a big bubble, and you cannot get cancelled, meaning that you cannot get silence nor boop while you're casting. I cannot cast anything else, but you will not be stopped while you're doing that. The next thing I want to talk about is your W. Your W is a mimic. You need to mimic maces. So the mace's mimic is Guard Runes. So Guard Runes is an ability that gives damage resistance and immunity to force of movement for your team. So as we engage, the cooldown is going to go 5, 4, 3, pop your boots. 2, you pop this thing to make it possible for your team to use it, not get booped, drop the E, and then walk back with you. So that's why you want to use the mimics. So when you start to look, you need to find a base, get your W ready to be able to cast, and when we get counter, you need to drop your E to protect them. And that's it for the Locus. The next weapon is the Enigmatic. It's a support weapon as the Locus. So please look at it for the Q and the W used. You need to mimic the Guard Runes, clicking on a Mace before we engage. And otherwise, you need to use your E defensively and your helmet beforehand. So the importance of the helmet, I'm going to show right here. So as I'm casting my Enigmatic, I can get cancelled by a Bedrock, just by booping me, or by a silence. So right now I'm going to boost it forward a bit, so you can see it more. So the next E I'm going to use is now, and then I can get silence, and my E disappear. So you don't want those things to happen. And if you are a Mace player, please look for them. There we go. Alright, so the next I'm gonna be using the physical hat before casting it. So that's the physical hat, and as I'm casting, I cannot get cancelled. So I'm safe to move around and use my ability to protect my team. And that's pretty much it for the Enigmatic. Thank you. The next weapon is the J, so Great Arcane. It is used with a Demon Armor, and this thing is using Cleanse. So as we get engaged, you need to cleanse your team so they can get out. And the other thing you need to do is stop the enemy team. So you are mostly looking for Bomb Squad with your E. This thing throws the enemy, so they cannot move and they cannot get attacked anymore. So if you drop it on the clump you are doing, you will stop the full engage and you won't do any damage, so please don't do that. And your Q, please refer to the Locus ability to make sure you understand this one. What you need to look for as a Great Arcane is pretty interesting because like you can use a Cleanse or the Mimic depending on what you prefer. If you prefer the Mimic, you can use the Mimic on the Heavy Mace to get the Guards runes, or on the Hammer to get the Inertia Ring. So the Inertia Ring will make space for your team. I would prefer if you're as a D-Tank to play this thing, to play the Mimic, because you get more flexibility. And as you get better, your selling will get higher and you will be a lot more useful as the time goes on. And that's pretty much it for the GA. You are mostly looking for Bomb Squad. If you want to have some video, please look at Malfred POV. We can see Grim Reaper using this weapon. The weapon is the OathKeepers for this one. OathKeepers are used as a support. So, as we go in for an engage, you are supposed to use your Q to silence the choke, get ready, spread a bit, and stay close to your engage tank as it starts to come down. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you drop defensive. The importance of the E is because the speed boosts 20 of your allies and give them a shield. So the shield importance is if they get deflected by a demon armor, like the thing I'm wearing right now, you will be fine, since the damage is going to go inside your shield, so they won't die. As we pull out, you need to drop this thing and get ready for defensive. So W when they are going to engage on you and on your teammate, so they do not get pulled. And use your demon armor to deflect it as defensive or called. So W at all on all their engage, and R on defensive call. So you pop it at the same time as the other demon armor, otherwise you will die. You also got the night helm, so as we go in, from the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you pop night helms, then E. Then you walk back and get ready for defense. And that's it for the OathKeepers. Alright, next we got the Bedrock. The Bedrock uses E to knock back enemy. You got Snare Charge and the Q that silence. Their main job is to disrupt the bite line of the enemy, so they will be on them at all time. Using this thing, silence, and when they engage, they keep them back. When we engage, they need to silence the backline. So all the backline cannot do anything. You are invisible during that time, so you are protected yourself. And as they engage people that pass through you, you need to guard send them, because this thing is going to remove 60% of the damage you deal. So that's really interesting and really important. So that's pretty much it. Alien also targets your allies and yourself, so stay out of that. Try not to use it on your teammates, so you need to be really far back inside of them, so you're not close to your D-tanks nor your engage tank. That's pretty much it. Next one is GroveKeeper. GroveKeeper Art Stopper D-tank. they got a big slow ring that give you the possibility to funnel people around to make them move all you wish. Your Q is the same as the Odge, so just an arrow break, reduce the damage resistance, and your E is a hard stop, so you will leap on the biggest clump of people that is running towards the clump to stop them. This thing's going to give you damage resistance and stuff, so you can stun them. And you got your Duskweaver armor that will cleanse boots from the people coming at you or going away from you, so you can clap on them. Keep in mind, mythical web does not stack, so if you put one down and your teammate put one down, yours is going to be cancelled, and you can also cancel the one from your teammate, so make sure you never stack them. And that's pretty much it for the Grove. Alright, the first healers we are going to do is Hallowfall. Hallowfall use a Q to heal his teammate and got the ball right here. That's gonna spread to players close to him, so to 10 after the impact. You see is a jump that just jump in and heals everything. So during the leap you are immune to everything, but afterward you are not. So the way the Hallowfall is used during Zivisi is as your squad's getting engaged, you just wait a sec, drop your Q, W, and then jump in and protect yourself with the clear out, because you are now inside the clump. So you want to jump in the clump from your teammate that are currently getting attacked. This way you're going to heal them and then protect yourself, and afterward you can get out. So to get out, what you got to use is your Fiscal Robe. So Fiscal Robe is a pretty complex one, you can read it if you want, but overall the only thing we use in Zivisi is the first ability. So as you press R, it's gonna be circling around, so thunder, frost, and then fire. For fire is the one you want to use. So in the case you want to use it, you just double press it really fast and gonna give you the firing. The firing make people flee from you. They are not going to be able to pass through unless they got a Night Helm on. And then you got the break free from the Merc Boots to be able to escape yourself. So again, for the Fiscal Robe, press real fast and got it. Alright, you don't need to wait around all the circle, you just need to press R twice. Alright, the next thing we got is the Fallen. The Fallen is used with the Night Helm. The Night Helm is used defensively, so when you get engaged on, you want to pop it so you don't get sucked in from an Heavy Mace or a Dodge, nor a Witchwork. And as you learn to play this weapon, you also got an R to protect yourself and then get one, so you don't get one shot. So if you take damage during the cast time, you will get immune for 3 seconds. So you're ward for 1.5 and then immune for 3 seconds if you take damage, otherwise it's just 1.5. You also got the break free from the Merc Shoes, but the important part here is the weapon. So the weapon, before casting a E on the clump, so people are going to get clump in your squad. So when they get clump, you Q, W, and then E, because the cast time from your E is a pain. So you want to make sure they get the max amount of healing before you cast your E, and then cast your E, and at the end of it, you can then heal again. And that's pretty much it for the Fallen. Just make sure you use your Q and W before using your E, and try to spread out. Alright, the last weapon we got is the Blight. The Blight is a healer staff that stacks leaves. You can use Alt to stack leaves on yourself, and then your W is regenerating breeze that spread the stacks all around. So you stack leaves on yourself with Alt Q and then Alt W to spread it all around, and then you can use your E for optimal amount of healing. So try to have your stacks up before using your E, and then are to get cooldowns back and give it to your teammates that are close to you and keep stacking. Keep some stack on your main tank as you're going forward, because they are the one that going to lose the more health. And the other thing you have is the cleanse from the mercenary hood or assassin hood, one of the two. And the importance of this thing is fights are pretty scripted, so usually you're going to have heavy mace that jump on you and silence you. So as I jump in here, for example,
3.
I jump in, silence, and all of those people cannot do anything anymore. They got the night helm cleanse, and they cannot pop a new one because they are silenced.
2, 1. What's up here?
So they're all going to get pulls in. So the job of the cleanse is to, as soon as the E from the heavy mace drop and silence you, you need to drop it so your teammate can drop some night helms and stop them from getting pulls in. And you also got the break free. So as soon as somebody engage on you, you cleanse and then break free. So you cleanse your teammate and yourself. You don't really need it because you got the break free, but the cleanse will be fun for your teammates. And that's it for the Blight.